Welcome to another episode of Ship War.
Ship War. When ship happens, I'm there.
First news is coming out of Avatar 2 and 3. James Cameron was interviewed and he confirmed that he's working on the scripts for the second and third Avatar. He also confirmed that both films are going to be filmed back to back, and they're not really going to be like a sequel to the first film, but more of a character arc for the characters. He also confirmed that he's working on new animation and new technology for these films, which is going to be completely amazing because the first Avatar was just completely mind-blowing. First casting news is coming out of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. So supposedly Emma Stone is being offered the role of Elizabeth Bennet. First, Natalie Portman was offered this role, and supposedly she dropped out. And then Anne Hathaway was offered the role, and then I don't know what happened with her. So now that Emma Stone is being offered the role, and it's supposedly she's taking up the role, this makes me really excited because this movie needs to be made already. This movie has two genres that I love, which is romance and horror, and putting it together is going to be amazing. The book was amazing. This movie just needs to be made. At this point, I don't care who they cast as Elizabeth Bennet. Just cast someone, please. The other casting news is coming out of the film Ecstasia. James McAvoy and Rachel McAdams have both been cast in this film. And the premise for this film just sounds really, really interesting. Basically, the premise of this film is that the human society has lost the emotion of love. And to feel the emotion of love, you have to pay for this technology that they implant in you so you can feel the emotion of love. James and Rachel's characters don't have that money anymore, so they basically try to force themselves to feel the emotion of love again. And the last casting news is coming out of the film Romeo and Juliet. Yes, they're making another Romeo and Juliet, but this is an interesting one. Just let me finish what I'm going to say. Okay, so Douglas Booth has been cast as Romeo, and Haley Steinfeld has been cast as Juliet. So the interesting thing about this film is that it's actually going to follow very closely to Shakespeare's actual telling of Romeo and Juliet. Haley is actually, I think, 14 or 15 years old, while Douglas is actually 19 years old, so there's like a 5 years age difference, just like in Romeo and Juliet. It's also said that the movie is going to be as raunchy as the original telling of the story. So this is going to be like probably the closest adaptation from book to film of Romeo and Juliet that we've ever seen. There's a bunch of trailers that came out this week, and the first trailer is Griff the Invisible, which is a superhero film, but the main premise of this film is romance, so I don't know how the fanboys are going to feel about this one. The second trailer is A Dangerous Method, which looks really kinky and just so inappropriate. The third trailer is The Flypaper. The fourth trailer is Footloose, the remake, which actually looks a lot better than I was expecting it to look. The fifth trailer is The Names of Love, and the last trailer is a new Captain America trailer, which I'm only mentioning because there is a brief second of some type of romance going on between two characters in the movie. If you haven't checked out any of these trailers, I suggest you go and check them out. The Shipperness movie to come out this week, there's only one, and that's Bad Teacher, which is projected to come in at number 2 with $12 million, which I guess is not bad for a comedy. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I haven't seen the movie because I really haven't had any time to go to the movies this weekend. But there's a lot of people who did review this movie, like a lot more than I expected. I just couldn't pick just one or two. I'm just going to post a bunch of them all over my face. Yes, check them out. As for TV news, I couldn't find anything that was even worth talking about, so there is no TV news. So that is all for this episode of Ship War. Goodbye, and until next time.